Hey there. So, one of those things that comes up is overspending, right? It's a real thing. Sometimes we just feel like we have to spend, or sometimes we're not thinking about it and then we've spent too much. Sometimes we really want to buy more, and so we do, and we'll say we'll figure it out later, and then there's anxiety around it, right? Now, if you're overspending and you're not worried about it, you don't really have a problem, right? If you can pay for it and you're not worried about it, cool, overspend. Go for it. Enjoy it. So overspending is not innately bad, right? But if you got some bad vibes around it, then we got something to talk about here, right? Now we got something going on. We've identified you don't feel good about something, which means you got some sort of negative energy, negative emotion, which is now attracting more negativity. The attracting is problem specific too, right? If you've got some vibes, some worrying vibes around money or spending, then as we allow ourselves to be in that energy, we now are attracting things that will contribute to us worrying. Maybe then we spend and then we get a bill that we weren't expecting, or something with the car, something with the house, or somebody else is coming, or something like that. So, as soon as we realize we're worried about something, as soon as we identify we're anxious about something, as soon as we're nervous about something, I want your red flags to go up, right? Red flags go up immediately, because the sooner we can identify we got something going on, the sooner we can comb through that naughty energy. We can comb through it and get rid of some of these thoughts that we're allowing that are resulting in negative emotion, which, if not tended to, will attract more negative emotion. So, if you're in a situation where now we're looking at, everybody always spends, I always overspend, and maybe you can afford it, but you don't want to do it, or maybe you can't afford it and then you did it. There's always one way to approach getting the right answer. There's always a way, and here's the way. If we try to think about the solution while we are kind of in that negative emotion, if we're trying to figure out what to do in a place of worry, we do not get answers. So the first thing is to let yourself off the hook to trying to figure out whether you're okay, or whether there's a problem to solve, or whether it's just your own emotions. And so when we're looking at the topic of overspending and buying or not buying, what we want to do is want to realize that if we're doing the energy work, it's because I'm currently not feeling good, which means that I'm not yet ready to deal with this. Because we can only deal with real questions from a high place if we actually want to get good results. And so we put down our problem for a minute, we take a deep breath, and you can join me here. We'll just do a little bit of a meditative energy shifting session. And we relax for a minute, because what we want to do is we want to reduce the resistance we have right now. We want to step out of the worry, of the nervousness, of the not being sure, and breathe. And we can say to ourselves, okay, I just caught myself feeling not good, and I would like to feel good. I would like to feel good. Feeling good feels good. Feeling good feels good. And I know that as I feel good, and I know that as I raise my vibration, and I know that as I can look for reasons to love, and look for reasons to feel good, and look for things to enjoy, then generally my energy is going up. You can do this by just choosing some people you really love and thinking about them. Think about how much you love them, how good of a time you have together, how much positivity you love to send their way. Choose a few things that feel really good. I love my cozy home. I love my space. I love my food. I love my routines. I like having options. I like feeling good. I like practicing feeling good. I deserve this. I like treating myself. I like relaxing. I like to feel flow. I like to feel momentum. I like to feel certainty. And as we're feeling less resistance and as we are realizing we're shifting upwards, we can ask ourselves, what should I do about this? Overspending, this buying or not buying. What would be a good idea for me? I literally would be doing it just like we're doing right now, but I'd make sure to have a pen and paper. You can pause this quick. Grab a pen and paper. Your energy's rising, and then we can ask ourselves, what's an appropriate amount to spend? What's an okay amount that I can spend? What works for me? Maybe you kind of have an answer, a number pops up. And you can say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work in this number. Maybe I have to talk to some people. Maybe I have to make some changes. But okay, I'm going to work in this number. What's appropriate for me? Maybe there's something specific on your mind. Do I buy this big thing or do I not buy this big thing? Do I buy this little thing? Do I not buy this little thing? Do I need to go to the extra mile with all these little details, or is one thoughtful thing good? We breathe in our good vibes. We listen to that impulse. Yes, it's okay to buy this thing. Or, hey, you don't really need this thing. I do this all the time, and sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. The idea is that when you're feeling good and you ask the question and you get an impulse, we can double check that by saying, if I decided this, could I feel really good? Could I feel certain about this and feel solid about this? And so we breathe and we feel good, and maybe you're not getting a lot of clarity. Maybe it's not coming right away. That's okay too. We can give ourselves more time. We can send out more love. We can practice this over a few days. And for me, if the answer doesn't come right away, it's usually because I need to figure something else out first. And so then I can ask myself, is there something else I need to do before I can get this answer? Maybe it's talking with somebody. Maybe it's getting their opinion in a atmosphere of good vibes. Maybe it's about double checking a detail. Do I really need this? Do they really need this? Do they really want this? Will this really be appreciated? What's my real goal here? Do I want to spend this, or do I want somebody to feel like I thought of them? Do I want to guess, or do I want to ask? When we are allowing the space to relax and feel good, we are also allowing the space for answers to come. So we can take a deep breath. Open your eyes if you joined me. And know that that is how you find those answers. You realize you're down here and answers do not come down here. You do whatever you have to get up here, and then you answer the question. And then you ask yourself, what decision feels good when I am up here? Because if you choose that decision, there'll be no regret. You'll have your answers and you'll have your clarity.